slaughtered. When people think of Mardi Gras, they think of a happy day to celebrate and party with beaded necklaces and drinks. But darker things go on during that day, behind closed doors. This is a story about a man that discovered something much darker that got him thinking. The year was 1993, when a college student was trying to pursue his photography career by going to New Orleans to celebrate Mardi Gras and take photos. His name was Lorenzo Carmelo. When he got there, he was greeted by a man covered in emerald jewelry with one earring missing on his left ear. That man was his supposed tour guide. He introduced himself as Theodore Jasson. Theodore was a larger man, and he stood at 6'3", towering over Lorenzo as he was only 5'6". As Theodore explained, Mardi Gras was invented in 1699 by a French Pierre Lemoyne, as legend says, at least. Theodore said that Mardi Gras was his favorite time of year. Lorenzo was very fascinated of his interesting facts as he snapped photos of the parade walking by them both. After a few photos, he started feeling a little dizzy after drinking earlier that morning. He asked Theodore if he could sit down for a minute. As Theodore agreed, he then walked away while saying something about going to the bathroom. But Lorenzo then noticed that Theodore was going the opposite direction of the bathroom. As he pulled his map out of his backpack, he could very well confirm that there was no other bathroom area except the area by the front entrance. Man, that line must be long, he thought to himself. Then he decided to get up and follow Theodore to tell him that the bathroom area was only near the front. As he started following him, he started thinking about how strange it was that he didn't know where the bathroom was, as he was supposed to be a tour guide. He followed Theodore, staying a good distance behind him through the crowd of people. After being trampled by the crowd, he caught a quick glimpse of where Theodore went. A back alleyway? He thought to himself. Lorenzo then turned the corner and went into the dark alleyway. He was very astonished when he could not find Theodore, as it was a dead end. As he started walking closer to the wall, he tripped over an open sewer. Surprised, he got up and started observing the sewer, fascinated about why it was opened. A stray cat or a little kid could accidentally go onto this alleyway and fall down the sewer, he thought to himself. As he started looking for something to cover up the sewer opening, he heard chanting coming from the sewer. Being a little nervous, he decided to climb down, as there was a ladder going down into the dark abyss of the sewer. He then carefully walked on the edges, trying not to touch the disgusting liquid that was filling the space with a putrid odor. He then heard the sound of chanting, louder this time. Finally, he saw a little opening in a wall, and then shock hit him hard as he tried to comprehend the scene he was witnessing. The space was covered in blood, from the ceiling to the walls to the floor. Yes, he finally realized what was happening. He saw a bunch of black-robed figures in the corner, chanting around a huge pentagram. He gasped loudly. Huge mistake. The robed figures turned around and looked at him with hungry eyes, the same as a cannibal would look at you with. Then the largest robed figure took off his hood, and to Lorenzo's pure horror, it was his tour guide. That emerald-covered and now blood-covered one-earring man. He was even more terrified as he saw what they were chanting around. Buckets. Buckets of bones and blood. Lorenzo screamed and ran up the ladder and quickly rushed to the front desk area. He was so shaky that the only words he could get out of his mouth was, "Your tour guide, Theodore Jessen." The front desk lady interrupted him and said, "I'm sorry, sir, but we don't have a tour guide named Theodore." Lorenzo went to his hotel that night mortified. As he laid in bed and thought, that was too much blood and too many bones to belong to an animal. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel for your overwhelming generosity. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories and poems to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness and Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank all my listeners for your kindness, your encouragement, and your support. It means the world to me. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.